up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. We are here in the garage like always, and peep the new sign I've got in here. You guys saw me install that. Super dope. It's like a neon sign. I just had to have it. And if you want one for yourself, you can go get one on my website, in which the link will be down below. So if you like that sign as much as I do, you know, go on my website and make sure to order yourself one. But saying that, let's get right into this video. So, the story of how I got this car. So you guys that are new here, this is my 2016 Hellcat that I bought off Copart. It previously was owned by Tall Guy Car Reviews. I bought it, I rebuilt it, I wide bodied it, and we all know that. I assume you guys already watched all those videos, so I'm not gonna get too much into all that. But this video is me talking about how crazy this car was to get and all the crazy things that happened before I bought this car that I haven't even talked about because we've been so caught up in the build and the wide body and all this stuff. I've been meaning to make this video for a while because buying this car was a huge deal, and I never really got around to touching base on how it all happened and how every step of the way, how crazy this all was to me to get. So that's what we're talking about today, and yeah, let's get into it. So backtrack back to when I started my YouTube channel. Pretty much I grew up watching, or not grew up, but this past couple years I've been watching Street Speed 717. I was watching his Hellcat back in the day, Goon Squad, TJ Hunt, all these guys, DIY Gang, shout out to him. I was watching all these guys. Anyway, I was watching all these YouTubers and I was watching how they started. All these YouTubers started doing almost the same thing I was doing. Not exactly, not obviously like spot on, but they all were pretty much started from working on, you know, cars, trucks, Jeeps, their cars, whatever it was. And me watching them and watching how they came up made me realize that I was pretty much in the same spot they were in. Backtrack when I started my channel. I was pretty much, before I started my channel, I was doing exactly what they were doing before they grew up and they had Ferraris and all these crazy Lamborghinis and McLarens and all these crazy cars a lot of these guys have. They all started little like I was when I first started. So I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I got my camera. The whole goal, obviously, I always wanted a Hellcat. Right when they came out in 2015, I mean, a car that came with 707 horsepower. I mean, who doesn't want that? I was watching videos and reviews and seeing them at dealerships, and it wasn't even like I thought I could have one. I just like seen them, and I just seen them as like, I'm sure like everyone sees like these expensive cars. They see them and they just like, they appreciate them, but they don't think like, hey, I'm gonna have one of those and, you know, very soon here. So obviously I always wanted one, and I've always been one to like not just dream but actually act on my dreams to pursue them. So maybe one day I can have them, which obviously work, because I mean, look at us, we're here in the Hellcat, in this 2016 Hellcat. I would never thought I would have been here. But the story I'm trying to get at is that I always dreamed of having this car, and fast forward about a month after I started my channel, this is where the story gets pretty crazy. So I was selling my truck and I had this guy call me. He said, hey man, I like your truck, I want to buy it. Can you drive it down here? I can't drive. I want to see it, and if I like it, I'll buy it. So pretty much I drive to his house. It was about an hour away. I get there and he had a 2016 Hellcat in his garage, black, just like this car. And I start chopping it up with him, talking with him. He shows me the car. Here, I'll attach some clips right here. So as you guys saw, he showed me the car. He starts up for me, does all this stuff. We're just talking. I'm there for a while because obviously I'm trying to sell my truck. We're becoming friends. Super cool guy. Old though. He's like 85 years old. Super old. I don't even think he can drive his cars anymore because he said he had vision problems or something and they took away his license. And anyway, I'm sitting there talking to him. I'm like, so man, when you gonna let me whip that Hellcat? Like, just joking, you know, just like, obviously, I mean, I was joking, but also that'd be dope if he would let me. So then he goes, here, take it. He hands me the key and says, take it. I go, what do you mean take it? You gonna come with? And he goes, nah, just take it. I go, well, how long can I have it? And he goes, I don't care, a week if you want. Like, this guy could care less, which makes sense because I don't think he was able to drive, but it was so crazy. I literally just met him that day. I get to his house, like, I'm gonna attach a clip of me driving it right here. All right, so you saw that. So you don't gotta tell me twice. I hopped in and I took it. I went down to Hooters. I ate some food. I was calling my friends, taking Snapchats, flexing a little bit, and it was just such a crazy day because that was like my dream car at the time, like maybe not my dream car, but one of the cars I really wanted. Like I didn't have an exact dream car. I just love these Hellcats in general. I love the Corvettes. There's a lot of cars I like, but these Hellcats, they're just so sick. Everything about them, I mean, just so insane. So I bring it back. He's like, hey, you want to take it for the weekend? I'm like, nah, man, I don't trust myself. Like, that was really weird. He wanted me to, like, he didn't care. I could have taken it for the freaking week. I could have still had it to this day, maybe. Who knows, dude? This guy did not care if I took that car. He said I can take it, whatever I want. So I give it back to him. I take my truck. Honestly, he didn't even want to buy my truck. I think he was just trying to make friends. Like, I don't know. He's an old guy. You know how old people are, but I'm not hating because he let me take his Hellcat, and that was one of, who knows, if I didn't do that day, maybe I wouldn't be here today, because pretty much what I'm trying to get at is that day planted a seed in my head. After I drove that car and I got to be behind the wheel, and after I felt that supercharger and everything about the car and just felt the feel of the car, it was just so crazy because it planted in my head, like, I want this car. How can I get this car? What do I gotta do to get this car? And let's not forget that I wanted this car the whole time. Like, before I even started my YouTube channel and before I even thought about starting a YouTube channel, I always thought Hellcats were sick. I always wanted one, but I never thought I could have one. Fast forward a couple months, that was in January 2nd of this year that I drove that car. Fast forward to now, obviously we gotta backtrack a little bit. I'm scrolling on Instagram, I'm at my buddy's house, and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm brainstorming. I'm thinking, like, how can I grow my channel? What's next in to make some dope videos? Like, I wanted to do something sick. I wanted to rebuild this car. Anyone that knows me, I didn't want to just buy a Hellcat. I wanted to rebuild a Hellcat or rebuild like a Corvette or something like that. It was always a dream of mine. Anyone that knows me close knows I've always talked about rebuilding cars, because I just love the concept of buying like a old junk car that was left for dead, and you revive it and you rebuild it, and you get to show your viewers the whole process, and everyone loves it before and after. And even I mean, us rebuilders love the before and after, because it's just so satisfying. It's so awesome to see it go from, you know, not junk, but you know what I mean, to what it is now. Like this car, like with wide bodied and all this crazy stuff. So I'm on Instagram, let's get back to it, and I'm just scrolling, and this car, the car we're sitting in right now, Tall Guy's car, is on Copart on Instagram. Someone took a screenshot and I see it, I'm like, oh my God, like, that's crazy. Like, I could buy that. Like, cause I was already thinking about what I could do. I mean, I wasn't like really ready to do it right that second, but I'm thinking, I'm game planning, I'm writing stuff down, trying to figure out what to do. And I seen that car. So right when I seen my car. Well, not my car now. I see it on there and I'm instantly like, that's the car. I look over at my friend Matthews, I'm like, bro, that's the car. Like, I gotta get that. Like, that's the car. It's a 2016 black. I mean, it had the wrap on it, but I knew the car was black. And literally it's the exact identical car, same even mileage of the car that I test drove 7 months prior on January 2nd at that guy's house, which is the craziest story ever. And that's when I knew, like, this is the car. And not only is it the same car, it's Tall Guy's old car. So I knew that it already had a following. And I knew people would love it if I rebuilt it, just because I'm bringing something back that was so loved. And I'm bringing it back from the dead, and I'm putting my own spin on it and all this stuff, and I'm hyping myself up. I'm getting all excited, like, this is the game plan. Like, I gotta make this happen. So I wasn't sure how much it was gonna go for, because there's no prices on these websites on Copart. So first things first is I had to figure out who could bid on it. So I found a friend. It took a lot of work. That was a whole struggle on its own, a whole battle. I found a friend that could bid on it, and then once I figured that out, then I had to get some money together, because honestly, this car was a lot of money, and it's not like I'm not some rich kid. Like, I had to sell some toys I had. I had like a side-by-side. I think I had a jet ski I had, just toys I've had. And so I sold those, got some money together, and then got my savings together and really like hustled to get this money together, even though there was no promise that I could even get this car, because it's a bidding process, so you can't just buy the car. It's not like you just click buy it now. It's not like you go down to the dealership and say, hey, I'll take it, let's sign these papers. It's not like that. On Copart, you gotta buy it cash, and also there's no guarantee, because you're bidding, of course. So the time came, it said pending sale also, but when it says pending, you don't know when it's gonna go up for sale. So I'm like frantic, like getting all this stuff figured out, because I wanna buy this car, and if it pops up for auction before I'm ready, I'm not gonna be able to buy it. So then it came time, I checked the post. I was checking it every day to make sure, like, when it comes up, because it randomly would just say up for auction in 4 days or whatever. Comes up for auction in like 4 days. So I'm like, all right, let's get it. I call my friend. I'm like, all right, man, let's get this figured out. And pretty much once I figured out that the auction's coming up in 4 days, the time came for me to decide how much I wanted to pay for the car, because you got to put in your max bid. How it works is you put your max bid in, and then it automatically bids for you up until your max bid. So that night, the night before the auction, I prayed about it. I slept on it. I really thought about it. And at the end of the day, this was a financial decision. It's not just I can't get up all on my feelings and buy something and then regret it in the future. I had to get it for the right price. Or it wouldn't even make sense. It'd be embarrassing to even tell you guys I bought this car if I bought it for some crazy amount. What if I said I bought this car for like 35 grand before fixing it and all that, or 40 grand before fixing it? That would be so stupid. It would just make me look like a fool, and also just be a dumb financial decision. So I thought about it. I decided the price I'm gonna spend on it is $28,000. I said my max bid is gonna be 28 G's. So I decided that. I put my bid in, and then the next morning, I wake up in the morning, it was supposed to go off at like 1 o'clock. I wake up and the bid's at 28.5, and the bidding hasn't even started. That was just the pre-bidding. So I'm like, dang it. Like, it's not meant to be. It is what it is. I'm not gonna stress it. I'll find another one. No big deal. It is what it is. Like, it sucked. I was really sad. I was really frustrated, but it was what it was. No big deal. I'm not gonna, you know, overspend on a car that's wrecked, and at the end of the day, he's gonna have a rebuilt title. Even though it's a sick car and it has a name and all this stuff, I wasn't gonna spend too much money. So this is when things get crazy. So the bidding comes up. I don't even check. I was checking it just because I wanted to see what it was gonna go for, and then all of a sudden it gets taken off the auction. It goes from bidding in an hour to back to or pending auction, which means that they might not have the key, or maybe they didn't have the paperwork, or maybe they didn't have the title. There's a lot of things that go into these auctions. If they don't have everything ready, then they're not gonna sell it. So pretty much I got back in the game. I'm like, hell yeah, I got a chance to get back in this. I'm gonna have another chance to bid on it, obviously. Like, it's gonna get taken down. The 28.5 got taken off, and now it got reposted pretty much. So now the bidding's all open season once again. So I'm like, oh, game time, baby. Like, I got another chance of this. So I'm waiting on it. I'm checking it every day, waiting for it to pop up on auction. And then one day it pops up, and it's like 12 hours from the point of it popping up for sale again, it's up for bid. So like, literally, like, I'm sure tons of people are checking, and it popped up really quick. So right when I saw that, I was like, oh, I might have a chance to like snake it out from somebody. If someone's looking at it, maybe the guy that paid 28, he wanted to pay 28.5, that guy might not be looking. He might have been like, screw it or whatever, who knows? So I put my bid in for 28,000, and as you guys know, I mean, you guys have already seen, the bid was at 26,750, and it went to the bidding. It got to where like people bid on it, where like the pre-bidding was 26,750. It got to the bid, and no one bid on it. I'll attach that right here. It spun around, extra bonus time, and then boom, I was the winner. So I didn't tell anybody, because I'm really religious about not counting your chickens before they hatch. I always tell people this: you don't want to speak your future or your goals or like your plans before it happens, because that's how you always set yourself up for failure. So I wasn't telling all my friends, like, oh, I'm buying a Hellcat, I'm buying a Hellcat, I'm buying a Hellkeezy, all this stuff. I wasn't saying that. I just kept it to myself. And once I bought the car, I looked at my friend, I'm like, yo, I just bought a Hellcat. And he's like, what? I told my buddy David, if you guys know him. So I told my buddy David, and he was like, what? There's no, like, what do you mean you bought a Hellcat? We're like freaking out or whatever. But anyway, then the car, it was a long process getting it here. It took like a week, I guess, from the auction. I'm still like, I can't even believe it. Like, I feel like I'm still haven't bought it. Like, even though I bought it, I paid for it and everything. So it's a super crazy story about how a dream turned into an idea, and then the idea turned into a reality. Because all this was so crazy how it happened. It was like I said, I wanted a Hellcat. But I didn't even think I could get one, and then I test drove it, and then I wanted one, and then I see it on Instagram, and then I bid on it, and I almost don't get it. Like, it was so crazy how everything happened. I haven't even been able to talk about it because we've been so caught up in the wide bodying and the rebuilding and all this stuff. I haven't even been able to talk about how crazy this was to me, because this was like no brush on the shoulder, like no big deal. Like, this is a huge deal for me, buying this car. It's probably one of the biggest deals I've ever done in my life. Like, one of like the craziest things I've ever like committed to, because there's so many things, like there's so many variables to all this, and it all just happened in order, and it was just been so awesome. You guys have been following along the build. I appreciate y'all. This isn't the end. I mean, in the future I want to do another rebuild. For now, I mean, I can't just go buy another freaking car. I would love to, but I mean, what am I just gonna go cop another GTR or something? Like, I would love to do that, but I just can't. So for now, you know, we're working on the Hellcat. I mean, I got a lift coming in for my truck, all types of good content regardless, so stay tuned for all that. So pretty much the point I'm trying to make out of this video is just, if you set your mind to something and you're working on it every day like I was, like every day, my end goal was maybe not to buy this exact car, but it was to do better. I wanted to buy something. I wanted to rebuild some type of like exotic car, not exotic, but high-end car. It was just, that was a goal of mine. I talked about it literally like all the time because I knew how dope of a build it was gonna be, and just look at where we are now. I mean, I'm still new to this. I haven't even been YouTubing for a year. It's been like 9 months, or no, maybe probably more. That's a lie. It's probably been like 10 months. I don't know exactly. My first video is still on my channel. It's not like I deleted any videos, so you guys can check my first ever video. Check that out. It's me buying a Jeep. This YouTube stuff is crazy, man. I mean, I've only been at this for 8 months, 9 months. I've never missed an upload. Every week I've uploaded minimum of once a week. That's my goal, minimum of once a week, but I'm trying to upload more now. But I got a lot going on in my life, so it's hard. And yeah, that's the story of the Hellcat, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, I hope you guys, I hope this story can help motivate you guys to chase your dreams, maybe start a YouTube channel, whatever you want to do, just get into it. There's no planning on a lot of this stuff. You just got to go out there and get it. And just start, man. That's just really how it goes. I mean, I would never thought back when I started my YouTube channel, if you showed me where I am now, in this moment of time, I would have never in a million years thought I'd be where I am, and I'm not stopping for nothing. So that's that. I appreciate y'all watching, and you know, stay tuned for the next video. I don't know what it's gonna be on, but you know, we take things day by day here, and you know, we're not stopping for nothing. So if you want to support your boy, cop some merch. And also the new signs on my website, work harder. As you guys saw, I'll attach a little picture right here. It's like a neon sign, super dope. I mean, obviously it's just a little gimmicky type thing, but it reminds you every day when you're feeling down or whatever, you know, you gotta work harder, work towards your dreams. You gotta never be satisfied, but you always gotta be grateful. So saying that, I appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.